thank you so much for joining, everyone. I know some of you guys are on holiday, and so we really, really appreciate you guys taking the time to chat. And we've got fans coming in from all over the place and up at crazy town hours, 2:00 in the morning. So one question that came through a lot from everyone was they really want the behind the scenes. Have you got any stories to share that you can, or dob in your fellow castmates, or any funny stories that you can share about anyone who's on the Zoom today? So we're going to kick that. That's the first question. Has anyone got anything funny to share?
Trevor, you're first.
Oh,
yeah. Well, there was the fight club that Mark and I started for season 5, and I'm going to start training, and I'm going to get better because he was really fast. He's got this Brad Pitt speed to him, and he did this to me.
Yeah.
He did this to me.
No, that's just your face.
He made you look late? Yeah. Oh, my bad. Sorry to hear that, man.
I'm water boy for this whole Fight Club thing because there's this thing in my Netflix contract. It's like, can't do that.
No, you know what I kind of found neat was we have such a large cast, and there's a few people that I knew before I got on the show, like Dan, and I also know Colin. I knew them from before, but it was kind of neat to, even though we weren't in scenes together all the time, you would see people around the trailers and on set, and you'd be like, hey, like we should grab a coffee. So like Kai and I went and had lunch, Marco and I've gone out for a few meals, and it's just like developing those friendships even though you're not working together, and then you get to build the relationships with the cast that you're constantly doing scenes with, which is a whole another relationship. So it was cool, like a lot of very friendly people involved in the show. Dan and I have known each other for years, and he's a good friend, and so that was interesting. I didn't expect to make that many little pockets of buddies on this show.
That's
a very peaceful, nice behind the scenes. I'll give you the inside, one of the more spicy ones.
Yes, thank you.
Mark almost killed me with a golf club.
Well,
not on purpose.
You had it coming.
Because I'm trying to get in the whole Bree and Brady thing. So I know you're Team Brady, but me and Mark get along really well. We went to play golf, and he didn't mean it, but he beat me as well. He's really good. But
it was 35 degrees out, and I wasn't wearing golf gloves. I thought we were going to like a mini putt. I didn't realize pitch and putt was actually swinging the club, and my hands apparently were sweaty, and he was standing like a dum-dum.
Or you're just a terrible golfer, Mark.
No, he was standing like a dum-dum in front of the tee box, like ahead of it, and I was like, and so I swung and I hit. I made a nice connection, but then so did the club.
Right.
It, whizzing by his head, and I was literally like,
the thing flew backwards. It landed in a tree.
Oh my god!
It was on the four swing, you little dink. But yes, I almost killed Marco.
So I let him win. You know.
Oh, you let him win. You let him win, Marco.
And then he wrote to Netflix.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Netflix is going to add golfing to skiing as like the things you're not allowed to do while you're in production.
I didn't mean to try and murder you. I'm sorry. I'll go on record.
I just thought I'd air out our dirty laundry in public. Merry Christmas.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, we're gonna thank you for sharing some of those. If you've got any more that you want to share, please, just share them. Jenny, I know that, as I say, there's a few people on here, Dan and Jenny, and if Terrell can join, they're just joining in for as long as they can because they are vacationing at the moment. So Jenny, we're going to come to you first. And I tried to practice my pronunciation from this lovely lady's name in Brazil, and I just keep on mucking it up. So from Brazil, what's your question for Jenny?
Hi, Jenny.
How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you so much. I'm Suyam from the page watching this from Brazil.
That's
and
so cool.
Thank you. First, I want to say to all that you had some of Brazilian fans here, and we love the show, and we love you all. And I'm very nervous now because English is not my mother language. And so I'm so hard here trying to
No, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And obrigado.
Oh,
Oh,
I can't hear you.
oh, I think we've just lost. Oh, she's putting in her ear.
Are we?
Have we got you? Oh,
No.
no.
Oh, no.
What did you do, Dan?
Dan!
It
Is
won't
that a
get her back.
spell of some sort?
Yeah. As soon as you talked, it was just all downhill.
Was.
Thank you.
Okay, we will come back to her. So, Diane Kirby in Illinois. Diane,
Can I just say, Dan, what kind of spaceship are you in?
Yeah.
Right? Where are you?
Spaceship.
He's getting a massage currently.
I'm a membership lounge at the resort that I'm, because it's the only quiet place. Listen to holiday cranking music and screaming kids. I thought this would be better.
Oh, yeah.
Very fancy.
I love it.
Not wrong, mister. We want to party.
I was like, I need to step up my background game.
Go on.
Oh, I think she's back.
There she is.
There she is.
Welcome
Yeah, I'm
back.
back. Sorry for that.
That's okay.
Danny, I want to send some few questions for you. But first of all, I love your relationship between Mel and Joey. And I think you both will always are there when someone's need. And you have, I just want to know if you have a relationship like Joey and Mel in your life. And who was this person?
Well, thank you so much. I love the relationship with Mel. I think that that sibling connection is just, it's so important. Nobody knows you like your siblings. And I think they've been through so much together that it's really lovely to be able to kind of explore that connection, even though they're separated, by the miles and all of that a lot of the time. And yes, I do have a very close relationship with my own sister who lives in New York. And we have that phone relationship, where it's like the phone sort of melts away because you've just known each other, your whole lives, and there's no BS. And the minute you hear each other's voice, you kind of know if they're having a good day or a bad day. And that's been a really important relationship, obviously, to me, my whole life. And so I sort of feel like the relationship with Mel is kind of a love letter to my own sister in some ways. And then in other ways, it's just, Alex and that the connection that we had kind of from the second we sat down and did our first scene, where it's like, that's kind of the magic that you never know as an actor when you show up, is it going to be there? Or are you going to have to force it? And so to just have it be sort of so lovely and open, and Alex, as these guys know, is she's just that person who's incredibly honest, and what you see is what you get. And we have this sort of chemistry where we just speak over each other a lot. So they film our scenes a lot of the time with just cameras on both of us at the same time. So we can kind of overlap and do what we do and not worry so much about leaving space for them to edit it, cleanly, which is fun for us. So yeah.
So sweet.
I'm just going to end in the middle of the sentence like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the thoughtful question.
Thank you. And thank you, Jenny, for joining in. Dan, we're going to go to you now because I know that you're in a resort somewhere, which is amazing. Dan, we've got a question from Sally, who's in Chicago. So Sally, what's your question?
Well, thank you all for being here. This is pretty cool. So Dan, I was just wondering, who is someone that inspires you either professionally or personally?
Hi, Sally. Good to see you. Let me see. Inspires me. The first person who ever inspired me was my dad. He's incredible. He was a father figure and a friend and a mentor all in one. And he definitely got me started. And then as we grew up, my brother and I were very close. So my brother and I became peas of a pod, two idiots in a pile, maybe. I don't know, but we were very close. I just love the way he thinks. I mean, he's the other, if there's a yin and yang in brothers, I'm the one that's got a wife and kids and a house and mortgage and all that. And he's the free-spirited, lives in Australia, and he's running amok and a full entrepreneur. And I just love the way he sees the world, and I love the way he thinks. So he's been a beautiful yin to my yang. All the conversations we have help me see a different perspective. And as I get older, which I'm definitely trying to slow down, it's not working. As I get older, I love the fact that I'm seeing the world through a different lens, I guess. And I've had conversations with Mark and Trevor and Colin even, and Jenny, you too, Jenny. We've had conversations just about the way life gets, the way you see things differently as you get older. So my mentors have always been close to me and family. And there's people I look up to in the industry for sure. We're so fortunate in Vancouver and through this show to meet a whole bunch of incredible actors who are wonderful peers to help, give you perspective. And I hope that answers the question. I'm on holiday. I'm half drunk.
My big question, Dan, is your brother single?
Yes, is your brother single?
He might be terminally single, to be honest.
No, Lauren, no.
Grayson.
Terminally single.
Lauren, let's talk to me. We'll talk. He needs to settle down with somebody incredible, so we'll talk.
Yeah, he'd have to move to the middle of nowhere, though, to be with me, so.
He lives in the middle of nowhere, Australia. I think that would work out.
Lauren,
Just a Canadian.
Lauren, I have to admit, I have been trying so hard to get in contact with Jason Momoa just for you.
I didn't, just to clarify, I didn't think that was actually something that was going to happen.
No, because, and actually, I have found a connection with somebody who is currently filming Chief of War with him. Long story, but I'm going to get there. I will get there.
I'm gonna end up with a restraining order again.
It's something.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah.
Funny.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Martin knows Jason.
He does.
I know he does. Yeah, that was the conversation, and when we did this before, they were like, "Who's your celebrity crush?" And I'm like, "Well, I have to tell you, I'm really mad at Martin Henderson because." He knows Jason Momoa, and he has never introduced me.
Right.
So, yes. And then this lovely group of people has been trying to get us together ever since. It
will happen. Grayson, Grayson, you are far too quiet, so we are coming to you.
I'm quiet.
You are far too quiet, so we're coming to you with a question from, we're going to Sheila T in the Philippines. So there's two Sheilas, but we're going to Sheila T.
All right.
Hi, Grayson. I just want to say, I want to congratulate you all for the success of season 5. It's been good to have you there, and I'm just so completely mind blown by the events that are happening on Virgin River, and I'm just so glad that my friend recommended it to me, and now it is my comfort show. So my question is, if you could pick one scene that you did in Virgin River that you could relive again because it had such an impact on you, which one would it be and why?
That's a really great question. Picking one moment on a show that's had such a big impact on my life in general is so hard. This was the first show that I've ever been on to make it big. You could say the first big show I've ever been a part of. So every second of it is one that I'm so grateful for. But man, moment that would. Honestly, I think in the first season in the barn was one of my favorite moments in the entire show because it was one of the moments where I get to work with all of the cast members. Those are my favorite parts of the entire show. The parts where I learned so much, where I get to work with all of the amazing cast here and all the amazing crew. I get to see them all in one room working at once. Those scenes are the scenes that always inspire me the most. So if I have any scene that I want to do again, it's scenes like those. So yeah.
Awesome.
Not a super long-winded question like I generally do, but but that's truly the stuff I love the most. Like the wedding scene, dude. I feel like I learned so much, even just like osmosis, just like taking in everything and how everyone works with each other. So yeah, I would say that's the scenes that are impacting me the most.
Cool. Thanks, Grayson. What are you
Thank
drinking?
you.
What are you drinking, by the way?
I'm drinking. You can't really see it, but it's a coffee. I spilled all my soy milk all over the counter, so I just have to drink it completely black.
Right.
It was like 2 seconds before I went on. I was like, and I just missed. I was like, oh. So I'm just drinking a straight espresso, and I'm like, have to sip it slowly because it's like, it's strong, dude. I'm like getting the shakes and just trying to like hold it in.
Nice. Trevor, we're going to go to you. Did you manage to? You told me you were going to make something before some kind of drink. I've never heard of it before.
Irish whiskey.
Was it?
It was going to be maple syrup oolong tea like last time.
That's it.
Ooh.
However, I just got back. I flew back in from Saskatchewan this morning, right before we got here. So I'm having a large cup of coffee to get myself up and going.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. So Trevor, hopefully, Sabine, we had a few issues. She's in Germany. Sabine, are you able to? Hopefully, you've got your. Bella, can you see? If not, we'll have to come back. Oh, okay. We'll come back to you, Sabine. Sue from Nebraska. Sue, what's your question for Trevor?
Hi, Trevor.
Howdy.
I just want to know what fun things you've been doing since season 5 stopped shooting.
You mean besides the Fight Club? I'm actually doing a huge life step in trying to buy my first home. And it's going to be in the middle of nowhere, which is going to be fantastic, in a town of like 100 people. So it's going to be literally like Virgin River, going to go mad. And I just found out the perk of it is the entire town is huge fans of the show. And I think I may have gotten approved for my mortgage strictly because of Virgin River.
We get to be mayor.
Right? Oh my God!
Did you move to Schitt's Creek?
It's close, man. I may be for us older kids out here that remember The King of Kensington, the Canadian show, where the opening credits was just this older guy who was the neighborhood happy guy, and he would just walk down the street smiling and waving at people. That'll be me. Good times.
Well, it sounds good. Good luck with that.
Oh, I hope so. Fingers crossed it works. The offer goes in today, so.
Oh my God.
Good luck.
Yay.
Is this in BC? Is it going to be in BC?
No, it's going to be in Saskatchewan.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Nice.
Right on. Right
It'll
on.
be a hop, skip, and a jump away, though, so I can still come out and work, which is great.
You're halfway closer to me, buddy.
We'll probably be it from
Well, the
top of
restraining
ground.
order is 5,000 miles, right? So if you could lean up on that a little bit,
Yeah, that's right there. That's right.
then I can go in my backyard again. So I'd appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, love
Put
it.
a shirt on.
Love it. So Lauren, we're going to New York, and we've got a question from Rebecca, who's been a fan of yours for a long time. So Rebecca, what's your question? Although she had so many, so Rebecca, you just have to choose one.
Sorry.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi. Okay, I actually didn't have that many, but I just wanted to say I really am. I've been a fan of yours since Mr. D. And I don't even know how I was actually able to watch that show being in New York City. Like, I know it was difficult to watch it in the United States, but loved that show. And then when Virgin River first started, I was like, wait a minute, I know her. So I was really excited to see you, obviously go from comedy to drama. That was really interesting. But this is Virgin River related. I'll ask you more of a personal question. So
No.
Oh no, it's fine. I noticed that, or I know that you're a photographer, or at least you were doing photography, before you signed on with Mr. D, and obviously doing Virgin River. And I'm also a photographer and a dog lover, so I feel like we have a lot in common. And you know, I was just thinking, like, you know,
Is
I know
this
what
a date?
I hope so. I would love
I hope Jason's not watching.
No, I mean,
I'm just kidding. I'm teasing you. Sorry.
I don't know. It's fine. I actually I shoot like celebrities. I shoot bands. I've done a lot with like just random things that, like fashion and public and stuff. And I was just wondering, like, what kind of work did you do before? And do you prefer being, behind the camera or in front of it more?
So I started trying to act when I was 12 years old, doing commercials, and for many years trying to be an actor, and actually being a really horrible waitress, screwing up lots of orders, ruining a lot of evenings for people. And I realized I need to find something that is creative, like a creative outlet, an art, that maybe I can do that if this acting thing doesn't work out for me. So I was a photographer, basically supporting my acting habit. And I started off mostly shooting comedians, because I used to do stand-up comedy. And so I do a lot of comedians and their promo shots and headshots and stuff like that. And then it was actors and musicians and bands and one NHL player that was transitioning to behind the desk on those sports shows. I don't watch sports. So Kevin Weeks, and yeah, so it was that's pretty much what I did, and I really loved it. And then when I booked Mr. D, I just never really wanted to pick the camera up again because I was fulfilled through acting. But I have ADHD, so I'm always like, I have an easel here now with a bunch of paints that I don't even know if I'm ever going to use, like behind this computer right now. Like I've always got something on the go creatively. So yeah, maybe I'll get my photo taken by you if I'm ever in New York.
I love that. I've also done a lot with comedians in New York City, so.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Sounds like we have a lot in common, but anyway, I'm happy. Thank you.
It's so nice to meet you.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to squeeze in one more question before Dan has to go. So, Mariska in the Netherlands. Mariska, have you got a question? Hopefully Mariska is here. If not, I'm going to jump forward to the next person.
I'm here.
Hi, Mariska.
But I honestly forgot what my question was to Dan.
Oh, Mariska. Well,
I'm so sorry.
You can
I'm on holiday too, so maybe that's fine.
What was that, Mariska?
I'm on holiday too, so maybe that's why I don't know the question that I was supposed to ask Dan.
Do you want to ask Dan a question, or but as long as it's not to do with season 5? Have you got a question?
No, of course. I honestly don't know anymore, sorry.
Oh, but okay, that's okay. I'm going to skip forward to Mariska. Enjoy your holiday. Diane Kirby. Diane, have you got a question for Dan? The last one before he has to leave because he's, vacationing and all.
Yeah, sorry to jump.
Hi, Dan. My question is, what family tradition around the holidays did you enjoy the most and have you carried forward into your adult life with your own family?
So I can't remember much from my childhood because I hit my head a lot, but I do know that my wife has been incredible. And the one thing that we've done every year, which I kind of like, I was resistant at first, but every year we open one present on the morning or the eve of Christmas Eve, on the morning before. And it's always pajamas. We always get family pajamas. We spend the whole day in matching family Christmas pajamas. And as maybe goofy as that sounds, I kind of love it. It's been a tradition now for 12 years because the first year was mostly diapers for the one kid. But yeah, now, and I didn't want to keep wearing a diaper. I thought that year was a bit rough. So we got the pajamas. Whatever. It's, you do your holiday your way, Mark. Okay. Grayson, easy, Tiger. But yeah, so we wear matching Christmas pajamas, and I love it. I just get my big mug of coffee with the milk in it, Grayson. Yeah. And Yeah, much better. And then, we just have a great time hanging out all day long. And I mean, I've got a teenager now, so it's torture trying to get him to do pretty much anything. But we're working on it. That's it. And again, so sorry to jump the queue. I've got, in fact, a teenager and an 11-year-old staring at me sideways.
No. Thank you so much, Dan, for joining. Enjoy the rest of your holidays. And yeah, Merry Christmas to you.
Have fun, Dan. Have a good time.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Say hi.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.
You guys,
Take care.
it's an honor to be a part of the show, and thank you, fans, guys, for welcoming me in as well. You guys are awesome. Jenny, hopefully I'll talk to you again soon. Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Now,
Tell
Jenny,
your brother about me.
Jenny, I know that you also might have to shoot off shortly, so we've just got a question from a fan who's watching this on YouTube, Danielle from Brazil, and
Hi.
she has asked, does your sister in real life look like you?
Oh, so we don't really look alike, but there's something about us. Our voices are exactly the same. So when we used to call home when we were little, even our parents didn't know who was on the other line. And there's just something about our kids always marvel at just how similar we are, our gestures, and we're the exact same height. So there's something that, yeah, they say that I'm the West Coast version of her and she's the East Coast version of me. That's kind of what our kids think.
Cool.
But
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Marco, we're going to come to you, and we've got a question from England, and we've got a question from Sarah. Sarah, what's your question for Marco?
Marco.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi. Thank you for letting us have the time to speak to you. It's really lovely to talk to you one-to-one. It's brilliant. Thank you. So my question is based around my favourite scene with Mike. I'm totally team Mike, by the way. So my favourite scene is from season 3 and on episode 8 when Mike's at the bar and Jack's out the back putting the rubbish out, and a drunken Brady walks in and you guys have this mega fight. So I just want to know is like how many takes did it take to get it right, and did you find it like really difficult to keep a straight face, and did he really punch her, because it looked like he really did punch you at the end.
No, Mark Ghanime is the only cast member who tries to hit me on purpose. No, the fight scene with Mike and Brady is also one of my favorites, Sarah. It's it starts off as a very sort of tense, there's a tension in the air and you can feel it. And it just looks very iconic. We're both standing in profile next to each other. It was a blast to shoot. I think both me and Ben get super excited to do stuff like that. He's laser focused, as am I, when we get to do stuff like that. You need to be, just because of the the choreography involved and the danger involved in it. So we have a lovely team of stunt coordinators and a stunt coordinator and stunt performers who step in, when it needs to go at full speed. Like me and Ben did go through that whole choreography of the fight at sort of increasing speed, let's say 50% and 75%. And then, the pros came in at 100%. So if you look at that scene, and Mike and Brady look a little too jacked up, it's probably one of the stunt guys. But if you see our beautiful faces, it's probably Marco and Ben. So we just get super ready and figure out who's Hulk Hogan and who's Macho Man, and then we go at it.
Off the top rope.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. That's great. Thank
Thanks,
you so
Sarah.
much. Have a lovely
Thank
Christmas.
Cool. Thank you,
Merry
Sarah.
Christmas to you.
Kai, we are coming to you, and we've got a question from Diana Nicely. Diana, What's your question? Hopefully she's here because she was zooming from the car, I think. Has she come back on? Ooh, no. Oh, we will come back to Diana. Oh, we'll come back to Diana. And Sheila C from the Philippines. Not Sheila T, Sheila C.
Hi, Kai. Actually, I don't have prepared questions for Kai, but I'll just do it the one that I have here. So it's nice seeing you guys.
You too.
All right. I'm just wondering if if you can create a film with you guys on it, what would it be?
Ooh.
Or what would be the title be? Or what's the story be like?
That's a hard question.
Well, right away, I already know what we're doing. We're doing like an Ocean's 11, like big, huge cast caper film where we're all stealing or doing something like International Spy. That's what we're doing. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, I think that would be really fun. As we were talking about before, it's such a blessing to have a big cast. I feel like such a big family. And those days, like Grayson said, where everyone's on the call sheet and everyone's around are so fun. So I'd love to do, like a big action movie with everyone.
That would be awesome. Who knows?
Cool.
It might happen.
Awesome.
Who wants to produce?
Yeah.
Did you cast Trevor as the contortionist?
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
You're
Sheila.
gonna just put me in a big ball.
Thanks,
Golf
Sheila.
clubs. Definitely having golf clubs in that movie.
I want to do like a hangover type movie would be fun too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A horror film?
A hangover type.
Hangover horror version, yeah.
Hangover
horror version.
Yeah.
The baby, Carlos, the baby is is like the killer.
Oh man, you get away.
Mark, we've got a question from you now. We've got a question from TJ, who's originally from New Zealand but is living in Boston. So TJ, what's your question for Mark?
Hi, Mark. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
So I'm a New York City stage actress. I live in Boston, but I go down to New York to act with the theater group in New York City. So my question is, I have to stay in character most of the time. So my last play, I was a New England spinster, which is nothing like me. But and so I had to do a lot of studying and I had to do a lot of research to figure out, what my character was supposed to be like. So my question, and I work in the medical field. So since you're a doctor in Virgin River, my question is, how much time or did you spend any time with any medical staff in your preparation for your role?
Well, it's a great question. I've been thankful to have played a few doctors now in my career, I think like 6, and so it all just kind of all the training, learning all the technical words for all the drugs and the procedures, all that just kind of piles on, and you end up reusing certain terminology. So it's like when I get a new script, I know exactly what that's for. I know what that drug does and why I'm doing the paddles after I administer this. And so it's kind of, it all kind of built up in my career starting in kind of 2012. I did a show with Mamie Gummer, Meryl Streep's daughter, called Emily Owens. And that was the first recurring role that I had as a doctor. I played an ER attending. And on that show, just like in every show going forward, we've got an advisor who is either a doctor or a nurse practitioner who is available whenever we get the script. You go through it and I'm able to speak to them and discuss things and figure out what I'm actually doing and why I'm actually doing that particular procedure. It's very helpful. And yeah, so I do have a lot of the jargon in my head, and that's the tougher stuff, is sometimes saying it convincingly and to know what you're talking about. You're not just saying a drug name, you're not just saying a procedure like an X-lap and shorthanding exploratory laparotomy. Like, it's, you have to know why you're saying it. And so that was the challenge for me, and because of many years of either a doctor or a vet, I've built up that kind of vocabulary. Yeah, and actually on Virgin River last year, some of my scenes, I wear glasses, but not when I'm working. And a few times, like when the camera's rolling, I take off my glasses. I can still see, but doing this stuff close, it's like it's just a shot in the dark. If I'm going to put the needle through the thing, if it's going to work, I was guesswork. And so this year I was like, okay, I'm doing too much of this. I need to train myself. So I trained myself on contact lenses, which at 44 years old was a big feat. So I'm gonna do this. But that was it, because I don't want to look like that doctor that can't see anything and is like missing inserting the needle. And so yeah, it's been a lot of fun playing doctors. Actually, my cousin the other day, he texted me another doctor role, and he was like giving me the gears, because I play a lot of them. I'm like, yes, I'm very choosy. I choose the role that pays me money, and then I read the script afterwards. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and yeah, I do take it all. I take it seriously. I don't want to just look like an actor playing a doctor. I mean, we have shows like Gray's Anatomy. We have with long-running doctor shows, procedural dramas like that are successful because the actors put in work. So yeah, what do you do in the field?
For in medicine, I'm
in the
an
yeah.
ER doctor.
Oh, you are. So you're an ER attending.
I'm an ER doctor. So, and when you put that central line in the baby, in the infant, I was like, no, you can't do that.
Some of the stuff, yes, I there's going to be the purists out there that actually know what they're talking about when they're watching, and they're like, oh, that was wrong. But we also sometimes have to do things for time and for camera placement, and also to build a little bit of drama.
Yeah.
If we were to do it all by the books, it would be like a lot less. It would be a lot more calm, a lot less panic, and a lot less swelling music. So I think there's a number of things that contribute to it. And the writers aren't doctors either. The writers will write stuff, and they're not necessarily in that field. So we kind of have to find a happy balance. But I'm glad you enjoyed the show, and thanks for this. Pardon me?
Give me a call if you ever need any consultation.
Okay, I'll link you through the right people, and we see if we can get you on board. But no, I appreciate the question, and I'm super happy you're a big fan of the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Awesome. So Lauren, we're going to come back to you, and we have got a question from McKenna.
Hi, Lauren. Merry Christmas. It's nice to meet you. So one of my questions for you is, what has been like one of your favorite scenes, or like one that was like most challenging as Charmaine over the last 4 seasons for you to like kind of like, I know you have experience acting, but like, was there one like that you found difficult to really get into character or like for as Charmaine, or like perform?
Well, it wasn't, I think we talked about this last time, and it was the last scene of the last episode of last season. I was pretty proud of that. Like, it was just like, you gotta, I haven't, because my background's in comedy. So I've learned so much on this show from the other actors that I work with, and just, yeah, and so to be able to maintain that emotional, hyperventilating and crying for hours on end, when I was just proud of that scene. So I think that would be the scene.
Do you remember, sorry, follow up on that. Do you remember how many takes it took? Do you remember how many takes it took for that, like to perfect that at all, or?
No, because the thing is there's so many different camera angles and lenses. Like, so it takes a long time to shoot a scene. Like that's how the cameras like move around the characters and that sort of thing that you see in the editing. So yeah, I'm not sure. I wasn't counting.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
You
It was
too. I'll
32
count
takes.
next time for you. It was 32 takes.
I was counting. Yeah.
32 take
you were
hammers. That's what we
there.
call her.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Kai, we're going to come back to you, and we've got another tricky question from Sebi. Sebi, what's your question? Oh, hopefully she's here. She was here. What's your question?
My question is, hi Kai.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Very
My
good.
question is, I'm just wondering if you want to change one part in season 4, which one would be?
Change. I don't know if I would change anything. I think what was so fun about Denny's business in season 4 was that good guy, bad guy, lead the audience on kind of thing. And so it's really nice, I think, when you isolate his arc by itself, it really does make sense. At first, I was really worried that no one would believe that he was up to no good. But when it cut together, it really does look sketchy. But I think if I would change anything, I would be at all the big social events because, there was a lot of times where poor Denny was just off by himself, at the bank or whatever while everyone's at the wedding. So, hopefully we get to see a little more integration for Denny and he can hang out with some more people coming up.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
Cool. Now, there's also one person who really wanted to show you, there's heaps of people, and we'll squeeze in a few more questions, but we've got Avril. Avril, have you got your, I know you're on the beach. Is it raining, sunny? Did you want to say a quick hello? And then we'll move on to some more questions.
I would love to say a massive hello to all of you guys and girls. It's such a thrill to have met you. Yes, I'm in New Zealand and I had planned a very quick panoramic view of my fabulous beach that I live right at and try and encourage you all to come out to New Zealand. Stay with me and I'll take you for a hoon around all the wineries because I'm in the wine growing area. But it's pissing down with rain.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Sorry. It's really wet. But I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Avril, I'm showing you my
Wow.
Avril made this for Olive, along with a beautiful pair of socks.
Oh, I had my socks on the other day.
Oh, and she really wears it okay.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, she's losing a bit of weight, so it's getting big on her. She's on a strict diet. She's lost 2 pounds. So.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you, Lauren. That was so cool.
I love it. I just love it. I love handmade things, and it's very special to me. So thank you, Avril. And I love the socks as well. They're amazing.
Awesome. I'm still knitting socks.
You
make great socks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Avril. Right, are we going to squeeze in a few more before it's like the hour's almost gone? Trevor, we've got a question for you from Marissa, who's in the UK. And I'd love to hear the answer to this too. And I hope she's going to ask the question that I think she's going to ask. Marissa.
Hi all. I just want to say thank you to everybody, first of all, because you are spoiling us a lot. And when you're not around, we feel a bit lonely, but it's just nice that you do this for us. And the question for Trevor is, I wanted to know the secret to your positivity from meeting you last time. That's the image that stayed in my mind.
Well, I think we covered some stuff in the previous interview. But I think it stems from going through a 10-month period of dying from a hospital infection, of almost dying. right? Now, this isn't heaven. It feels like heaven. But it really changes the perspective of a person, because before I got sick, I was a banker doing high-risk finance with HSBC. Like, I could have been working on Wall Street kind of mentality. But spending 10 months getting sicker and sicker and sicker every single day until the last 2 weeks, it mentally changes you, makes you understand that, life can be much, much worse. And anything that you come to deal with during a daily basis, it ends at midnight. Like, the next day it starts fresh for you, like an Etch-a-Sketch kind of thing. And so any trouble that I get, I always realize that, there's always an answer for every problem. Regardless if it takes you a day or two to figure it out, but you'll figure it out. And once you get into that mindset of going, you know what, I get stuck in traffic, I can treat this like it's a movie. It's like an action movie that I'm stuck in. That's great. That's fun. Or if you get in an argument with, like, I got in a fight with my brother once. And that's just what brothers do. But it's just, everyone's got their own perspectives of things. For me personally, I like to make it a mission that I have to make one person smile every day. That's my job. If I can make 2 smile, awesome. If it's more, then great. But I just don't want people to have to be where I was for those 10 months, because it was pretty rock bottom of the barrel kind of dead cat bounce, I think I called it. You can't get much lower than that. So if you're looking up from there, everything's fine. Everything's silver lining. That's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah. But what do you think your personality though from
BS.
before?
No, he's a lot of fun to have. He's a lot of fun to have on set.
Thank you. Yeah, but
You're
Awesome.
And Mark,
Thank you all.
Mark is such a good kisser,
Who's a good kisser?
Like at the end of every fight club, that we it's a rule that we have to kiss. So it's I appreciate losing to him over and over again.
Although you gotta abide by the no tongue. When I say no tongue, I mean it.
Well, if you broke my jaw, man, I got no control.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you.
Grayson, we have a question from Helen, who's watching this on YouTube, and she has asked, how did you get your start in acting?
That is a fantastic question that I love to always ask over and over again, or get asked. I wanted to start when I was 4 because I saw a Jackie Chan movie that I really vibed with. And I begged my parents for about 4 years until they finally agreed to put me in acting classes. I expressed that the acting classes were too soft and not good enough for me. And then they put me in adult acting classes after I begged a coach. And he really gave me my first start. His name was Neil. And he put me in this West African medical drama. So I got flown out to Kenya to do this TV show that was there for like 2 or 3 months, and it just kind of took off from there. And I just keep working, and I owe it all to him because he was my first real coach, and he was the first guy who took a chance on me. For like, it's so weird to be like, oh, I was in West Africa's first medical drama. But hey, how many people get to say that? So yeah, that's how I got my start. I annoyed my parents. Sorry. I annoyed my parents so bad that they enrolled me into classes. So that's how I got my start.
Cool. Thank you, Grayson. Marco, we are coming to you, and we're going to Elena in Italy, who's got a question for you.
Elena, come stai?
Io bene, e tu?
Non c'è male. Buon Natale e felice anno nuovo.
Grazie altrettanto.
Abbastanza bene.
Love it.
Perfetto, italiano. I was. Do you have any plans, movie project before going back next June, July for season 6?
Well, right now I'm technically unemployed, so if any producers are watching, holler at me. I'm sure a lot of us on the cast would appreciate it as well. But yeah, a horror, what did we say? A horror
hangover.
Oh.
Horror hangover.
Yeah, horror hangover.
Yeah, horror hangover. Or Ocean's 11.
And I think you should speak Italian the entire film.
Great. But to seriously answer the question, I do have a Christmas movie that's out right now. Yes. It's called Designing Christmas in English. I don't know what else.
I saw
in
it.
other languages. So if you guys can check that out, right? It's a fun watch. That's the life of an actor. You're sort of, like, okay, what's next? And, hopefully season 6 for Virgin River. That's sort of your existence day to day as an actor, and it's exciting, it's stressful, and you sort of accept it all.
Thank you.
Thanks for that question, Lynn.
Cool. I can't believe that we are coming up on our hour, and so I don't want to. Thank you so much for joining and for coming in. I know some of you guys are on holiday, and as I say, this originated, or this idea happened because there was a bunch of us who were just chatting. As I say, I've never met these ladies, and they were like, because Virgin River's finished, everyone's getting a bit, like Marissa said, they were missing your posts and so forth, so we thought we'd get you guys all together. So a huge thank you so much for joining in with us. Thank you everyone for those people who are watching live on YouTube, and I hope we can do this again before season 5 airs, and we're all kind of counting down the days already. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic Christmas.
Thanks for putting this together.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was really
Thank you so much. And
it was so nice meeting everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Okay. You're all just such lovely people.
From Virgin River. Bye.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye, everyone.